What's going on, guys? Today we are back with another review, this time of the Rlcs EU Open Qualifier Event 3, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of going through all of the Swiss and all of the games, making it a long video, today we're just going to go over just a few talking points this time, instead of going over every team, which can end up being quite long and not very engaging. Today we're going to be just going over, I've got 4 talking points I want to go through. Mostly regarding the major. We've got Karmine Corps 3P, we've got teams who missed the major, what it means for them, and finally a little thing that we'll go over is I just want to go over top Cougars Swiss run as well, because that is pretty incredible as well, and I feel like it deserves a mention. Alright, before we get into this video, can I ask you to please subscribe? It's easy, it's free, it's very quick, and it helps me out a ton. Also, if you're interested in reading, I have made an article of the recent Rlcs NA Open Qualifier Event 2. It's a little bit like this, it's just a more condensed version, so if you don't mind reading, and I would really appreciate some feedback. So, if you've got some time, please do so. Alright, let's get on to the review. Okay, there is only one place we can start, and of course, it had to be Karmine Corps, who have now done the 3P, 3 regionals back to back, winning all of them. Actually, the second split in a row that's been done in Europe, and I think it's the 4th now team from a region to do that, to win all 3, and I have to say, they look absolutely incredible doing it. They did it in dominant fashion. I'm going to show you the playoff bracket now, and as you can see, there is quite a... I mean, the whole day really was quite dominant. Honestly, the whole weekend was quite dominant for the playoffs. But I mean, Karmine Corps they do it again and again. They constantly prove that they are the best team in the world, in my opinion. And I don't think it's even close right now. I think BDS can challenge on their best day, but honestly, on their worst. And as you can see, it was just a 4-0, maybe 4-1. I think it was 4-0. But Karmine Corps just obliterated them. And now, I mean, you have Vatira winning his 9th Rlcs regional, the most out of any player in European history. I mean, it's just crazy. That team, them players, they're just playing out of their mind. And I honestly, going into the major, I think they're the clear favourites. I think they're on their own tier, really. I don't think anyone in the world can really compete with them. Let me know if you guys agree, by the way. I generally don't think anyone can even compete with them. And I also think that Rise and Atao are playing, especially Atao. I think Atao's been, honestly, I think Atao's been the best player in the world this season so far. He's been so good. He's stepped up so much for that Karmine Corps team. And Rise, we know Rise, he's a winner. He's, well, maybe not a winner, but Rise, he plays so well, so icy. He does the perfect role for his team. He's the perfect teammate for anyone to have, and is absolutely instrumental to the success as well. And honestly, I think Karmine Corps, I mean, I think it would be, one team would have to really peak in the major for them not to win the major, in my opinion. I just think they are so clear right now of anyone in the world. And yeah, they are so good right now, it's unbelievable. Let's move on to our major making team, starting off with the second team that secured major after their 4-0 sweep against Gentlemates. BDS are the second best team in the world. I don't think, maybe some people might put G2, but I think especially in Europe, BDS are definitely second best. They had a bit of a hiccup against top Cougars in Swiss, but other than that, they played pretty well the entire tournament. The most notable result was the Gentlemates win in a sweep. They fell short against Karmine Corps 4-0, but I think that was a mixture of Karmine Corps playing very well, as we know they do, and Monkey Moon, I think, had a bit of an off series. I think he had quite a few shots he should have scored, but honestly, I think they'll be pretty happy with their split so far. Obviously, they would have liked to win at least one. I think the second regional was there for them to win, but not to be. I just want to give you a shout out to Monkey Moon as well. This regional was Monkey Moon hit 1,000 regular season games for RLCS, the second player to achieve that in European history after K-Dot. So yeah, pretty good. I think BDS's chances going into the major are pretty good, and I think they'll have a pretty strong showing by a catastrophe, which we know that maybe I don't think would be past them, but I back BDS to have a pretty strong showing at the major. Let's move on to Gentlemates, who are the third team to secure major after Moist win over Redemption in that third quarter-final match on Saturday. And I think Gentlemates will be, I think they'll be happy they made major. That was what they set out to do. I think they'll be definitely disappointed that the level has dropped since that first regional. It's looking like that first open qualifier event was the peak, maybe a bit of a honeymoon, and they've kind of fallen off, especially against their competitors. Their results haven't been as favourable. Having said that though, they do beat the teams below them, so also ends well for them. And I think they're the team I'm the most worried about coming out of Europe for the major. I think they're the team that I think will perform the worst and have the most chance of going out early. I have more faith and vitality over them, and BDS and Karmine obviously. And I do think that Gentlemates, I don't think they'll perform poorly, let's say that. I think this regional they performed decent, they performed alright, sorry. I think they'll be very disappointed with the way they went out against BDS. That wasn't a very good showing at all, but I think they could regain, and I think they will do decent at the major. I'll just say that for now. Finally, let's talk about Vitality. No doubt this team will be the most disappointed with how their split went. The reigning world champions had a bit of a fall from grace, I'm not gonna lie. They were expected to be, if not the #1 team, very close #2 for Karmine Corps, but they have not really delivered. However, this regional was a little bit of a return to form. They secured their major spot after beating Oxygen in a head-to-head showdown for that final major spot, which they swept through. They dominated that and fully deserved their major spot. They did get to the finals this regional, and they did perform quite well, I would say, against K-Corp. I think they fell short due to some individual mistakes from them, which you definitely would not expect to see from Vitality, especially at the stage they're at in the grand finals. But so there's still some things that need to be worked on there. Vitality, I'm confident Vitality can get their form back for LAN though. I think they will perform. I don't think they'll perform at World Championship level when they won the World Championship, or even at major level when they won the major, but I think they'll take the fight. I think they'll be better than most teams that play there, and I think that they will have a little bit of a return to form, that's for sure. For the teams that missed the major, like Oxygen, Magnifico and Moist, I'm going to go in more. I think they'll be disappointed. I think that Magnifico will especially be disappointed. I think they had a very good chance, especially in that Swiss stage, to get a very favourable matchup in Swiss. Instead, they went all the way to 5, got Karmine Corps, and they got. And I don't think they played too badly against Karmine Corps. I just think that Karmine Corps are just too good, and they got quite unlucky with their matchup. Also, they got eliminated after their loss to Karmine Corps. And I think that team definitely have the potential to make major. Don't get me wrong, I think the 4 teams that made major are the strongest 4 from Europe. And I generally believe that the main challenges were Oxygen and Magnifico. I think Oxygen, come on, who did they lose to? Oxygen? They lost to Vitality. I mean, Oxygen had it in their hands. They can't really be too disappointed. They had that dream 1v1 matchup against Vitality, but they just couldn't see it through. They fell short, and Oxygen are a team that I think maybe with a little bit more time they can make it. And then we move on to Moist. Moist had a very good showing this regional. They made top 4. that second regional just killed them, man. It's so sad to see, because I think if they had just had got like a top 8, I think they could have. I think they might have made it. Like, yeah, I mean, Matt Moist roster, just like most Moist rosters in the past, except for that infamous Rise over Tierra one, they just need consistency, which they just seem to lack. With a bit more consistency, I think they could be true major challengers. Finally, I just want to give a quick word to Top Cougars for this regional, and as you can see now, this was their Swiss run. They got, I think, 5 of the top 6 teams in Europe, and they honestly played really well. I have to say, they had scored some absolutely banger goals. I remember that they got a not 0-second goal in their first match in Game 5 against Magnifico, where they ended up winning the series after that in overtime. And then I remember Acro got a very nice redirect. I can't remember who that was against. Might have been against Oxygen, I can't quite remember. And I think they played really well, but I mean, they just got the death run, they got the gauntlet, and I just wanted to just highlight, just to show if anyone didn't catch what the run Top Cougars had. They had Magnifico, BDS, Vitality, Gentlemates, and Oxygen. The only one they missed was Karmine Corps. I mean, it doesn't get much tougher than that. But shout out to them, they played really well, and they could have taken it, and they also could have got through to a top 8. Just a narrow loss to Oxygen, so I just want to give a little word on them. Well played. Well, that is it for my recap video. Let me know how you think the European teams are looking going into the major. Let me know down in the comments below how you think the European teams will do in the major. I'll be reading them, or any feedback on this video is also appreciated as well. Also, keep an eye out for my top 10 videos, or top 10 goals of the Rlcs EU Open Qualifier Event 3. That'll be out tomorrow, I believe, maybe Thursday. We'll see how quickly the editing goes. Also, if you can please subscribe, it's really helpful to me. It's free, it's quick, it's easy, and it shows a lot of support from me as well. One more thing, once again, if you'd like to read, I've got an article in the description below. Any feedback will be appreciated. Alright, that's it from me. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.